Hello YouTube, it's the Artsy Gamer back again with another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and let's do this. Okay then guys, as promised, we are going to be doing some colouring of our Rayman today that we drew last week. Now again, I apologise, unfortunately no Let's Draw this weekend, mainly because I am so busy with a lot of jiu-jitsu training and we've got a big competition coming up tomorrow. So yeah, only time for a Let's Colour, but you know what? I think it was needed. Now I've already made a start to the background and this is what we wanted to cover today. We're going to have a little practice at doing something where we just shade just along the black outlines, but then not come into the main center. And we're going to have a little practice of doing the same effect just over here where you can see the fire. And I'm going to take you through some little steps. Like you said, I've already done most of the work because I don't want to keep you hanging around all day, do you know what I mean? But I'm going to show you how to do the technique just along here and just with a few of the flames around at the top there. Okay, in terms of colours, nice and simple. Okay, this is where the camera might go a bit blurry, but you know what I mean. So obviously you need green. If you want to go green around the outside, orange, blue, yellows, reds, okay, for all that fire effect. I do need just a normal pencil because we are going to do a little bit of shading as well, because I would love to add some like smoke effects that was represented in the GTA box that we viewed yesterday. I will pop an image up, you know, in this video just so you can do a bit of comparison. Because there's some awesome smoke effects that we're going to have a little play around with today as well. And with regards to tips, we need obviously a deep red and orange, some blues there, yellows, and a black one. Because also what I would like to do today as well is just show you some other characteristics that we can add to Rayman's glove, which I think will really make it work and pop, etc. You know my stupid words that I use. Anyway guys, right then, starting straight off, we are going to have a little go at colouring this bit here in green, and I'll just show you my technique that I used. So I'm actually going to come all the way around the side here. Oh god, my knee, oh god, cut this bit, oh my god, did you hear that? Did you hear my knee go? Oh my god. Anyway, so as you can see, I'm just going to come right to the edge of the black line there, okay, and I'm pressing as hard as I can, and I just go over and over and over, and then as I start to move away from that black line, I start to just lift my pencil off ever so slightly, and then it creates a really, really lovely kind of shaded effect that then just slowly fades into a white, and I think it just looks so lovely. And also it's a lovely time saver rather than, you know, colouring all of this in a specific colour. Actually, you know what, don't. If you're a bit strapped for time, just colour up to the edge of the black, press really, really hard, and then lift, 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 lift. And then actually you've got a really nice bit of colour that really works and actually didn't take you that long. Do you know what I mean? Oh my God, the word, you know what I mean, was prevalent in the last vid, wasn't it? Anyway, yeah, so you know what I mean. Right, so we are now going to have a little explore along the fire effects here, okay? And I'm going to show you how to apply that same effect where maybe there's a little bit more of a complicated shape. All right, so I left this bit just over here and we're going to have a little play around with the blue. Okay, so where's my lovely blue? Okay, so here we go. Make sure your pencils are nice and sharp. Actually, that'll really help out. Okay, so again, I'm just coming around the edge here because I don't want it to, you know, focus and unfocus. And again, I'm just going to press real hard just up along that black line. Okay, real hard. All right. And you know what? You could even colour the majority of this flame here. And then as you work towards the centre, roughly. Oh my God, roughly. Sorry, guys, that got me. Roughly towards Rayman. You just open up that pencil, just really lift it off, and then you get a lovely kind of shade effect there that just drifts into the white. So yeah, really works. I think that really is nice. Okay, now because you've done that, you can now overlap colours. So again, I've just got a bit of red here. I've already applied that same effect, but you know what? Let's carry on this blue. Let's just get that blue going into that red a little bit, and then you can get some real nice kind of like mixtures of colours, which is kind of like what fire is. It is just a mix of blue, yellow, red, orange. And because you've applied that, you can really get a mix going on to really create a really awesome flame effect. Yeah, how badass is that, innit? So cool. You know what? I think a bit of orange could work there as well. So again, I've left this bit here. We're just going to maybe add a bit of orange now. Okay, just here. Really press deep as hard as you can, and then just let it fade away into that white, and maybe just cut it through there to overlap some of the blue. Yeah, and then really go to town with it. Just then, just get the whole pencil and just kind of color over it. Yeah, really works. Okay, this is looking hot. This is looking really nice. I like it. And then you know what? A bit of yellow maybe could just come around here. Sorry, I'm getting carried away with this. I haven't even cut the video yet. Do you know what I mean? We're getting carried away. So again here, just pressing really hard. And then just lighten. Okay. As we come towards Rayman there. Yeah, nice. Okay, guys, this is looking awesome. Well, I'm just going to continue doing that, just mix and matching the colours to get this really awesome flame. What I would say, though, if you are doing flames, make sure that there's a lot of red at the top, because that is really symbolic of a flame. You've kind of got that mixture of blues, yellows, oranges at the bottom, and then it always drifts to a red. So make sure you're doing that. So, for example, here, that's obviously going to be a big red blob, which I'm going to do now. Once we've kind of got all those colours mixed around with that, hard press, then lighten, we're just going to add the tips, and I'll take you through that next stage. Okay then, guys, well, if you've been watching a few of my videos now, you will know that I like to just go around the outside of my main colour in a lovely tip. Okay, just to add a bit more kind of oomph with the colour, because pencil colours can come across a little bit faded. So that's why I really like to work with felt tip as well, to then really make a lovely vibrant colour. And this is exactly what I've just done here. I have actually just gone around the black outline again, just in this jagged bit here, but with a green tip. And I've literally just positioned my pen right next to the black line and just continued all the way through. Just to add a little extra, I actually just kind of then did a few lines here and there. Sorry, the camera's blurring up and down a little bit, but I'm not doing too much detail just yet. But if you just see where my tip has been, just added a little bit of outlines here and there. Again, just add a little bit of, just give it the artsy game. Do you know what I mean, baby? So yeah, that's what I did there. Very simple. I didn't need to show you that bit. I also did the same again, just around the blue bits, all right, using the blue tip, all right, and I'm just going to show you how I did that using the red. Reason being with the red, though, I'm just going to do a little bit extra as well. Okay, so, for example, we left off just here, didn't we? So the technique that I applied around here is exactly what I'm just going to show you now. All right, so you just get real close to the black line and literally just follow it through. okay, just coming behind that black line, okay? And instantly you've just got a much, much better kind of like pop on that colour. They're the artsy gamer, that's what we're gonna call it now, guys. Okay, and that's pretty much what we're gonna do, I would say, for most of the flames now. I think it would work really nicely just with red all over. All right, so I'll just show you a few more times. Okay, hopefully the camera is not fading then unfading. Okay, so again, just following, okay, the inner part of the black lines, all right, around your flames. Okay, and again, and this is the same technique that I applied just with the green areas down here, okay? Lovely, and there's obviously one more flame here. Nice. Okay, so instantly they just pop. Do you know what I mean? Again, giving it a bit more oomph. All right. So, guys, I am going to go away and obviously, you know, go over all of this bit here in red. But just to add a little extra, okay, this time with my red pen, I am just going to add a few wiggles here and there in the flames, because that is kind of what a flame is. It's like a wibble, wobble. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so yeah, I'll just show you what I mean. So maybe just following some key features of the colours themselves. I can see like a big red bit here. I'm just going to, again, just follow some colour patterns, just some little wibble wobbles here and there. It doesn't have to be neat, it really doesn't. It's just kind of like whatever, you know, your pen takes, you know, to the paper. Just some little wibble wobbles here and there. And you know what, they could even come off the flames as well, do you know? Okay, just some wibble wobbles here and there, okay? Just to really show as if this thing is a light. Literally a light. Do you know what I mean? And again, I hope the camera isn't, you know, fading too much there. I do need to maybe have a look at my camera settings to kind of stop that, but hopefully it's picking that up all right. But yeah, just using now that pen to just add extra detail, because this is the next stage really, guys, with our drawing, is using the tips to add extra detail. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to go around the rest of this in red. We'll see how it looks, and then we're going to come to the glove. Lovely. All right then, look what I've done here. I've simply just gone round pretty much all the flames there in that red tip, ready to go. And there you go. That is our awesome fire flame effects just on the backdrop of Rayman. How awesome. Anyway, as promised, I said we could just go and add a few more kind of like, I don't know, artsy gamer vibe to the glove, okay? So that's what we're going to have a little go at now. And then as we're with the black tip, I'll show you some kind of ways to add a little bit of smoke as well to our flames. All right then, so you know what I think would really work is maybe just a little bit of, I don't know, what, like sewing work to the glove. I think that will like really make it cool and just give it a bit extra. So easy peasy, how do we do that? You simply just add little dotted lines around the, well, around the perimeter of the glove really. So that's what we're going to have a little go at now. And again, just scooting to the side there. All right. Hopefully, you know, it don't start to, you know what I mean, focus, then unfocus, focus, then unfocus. All right, but can you see what I'm doing there? I'm literally just adding little lines just around the glove, okay? And it kind of acts as if it's kind of like stitching, do you know, around the glove. So I think that'll really, really pop. Again, I'm not going to make you sit around here all day watching me do that. I swear that's like a Harry Potter saying, isn't it? But anyway, I'm just going to go around there. And yeah, again, it's just a little technique that you can use just to give your character a bit more vibe and a little bit more detail. And that is definitely our next stage. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to crack on and do that. Hey guys, look at this. This is actually looking really lovely now, isn't it? So again, I just did that kind of, I would say line work, dotted work, whatever you want to call it, just around the outside of the glove there. I did just make it come in and then up again. I don't know, I just felt it just needed it a little bit there, but you get creative with that, guys. And again, just added a little bit more character where it was shaded. I just added a few little lines there. You kind of see that kind of like art style in anime and stuff. I think it really works well, and I do tend to use that. Just, you know, where there is a bit of shading, just add a few lines here and there, and yeah, makes it really stand out, and I think I really like that. Anyway, as I got the black pen, just going to show you now some really quick tips on how to add a bit of like, you know, kind of cool, badass smoke. And again, it really doesn't take long, and again, you'll just need that black thin tip. Okay, and obviously, you know, kind of like around, actually, you know what, maybe we actually come down here. Maybe a bit here, maybe a bit there, maybe diagonal. Yeah, it's okay. This is just me thinking out loud, guys. You know how it is. It is literally like me just recording and my thoughts on fire. Literally, no pun intended. So again, all I'm going to do is, in fact, you know, if you want to use a pencil, go for it. But I'm pretty confident that I can just kind of like wing it. But just by adding just a few kind of C shapes here and there, just attached C shapes, okay, you can kind of create some really cool kind of like smoke effects. Can you see what I'm doing there? You literally just draw a C or a half C, whatever you want to call it. And you kind of get some, so it might blur a little bit there as my hand comes across, but you actually pick up some really cool kind of like smoke. Look, it's almost as if it's kind of exploded now. Do you know what I mean? There's a bit of an explosion there, which is really cool. Yeah, real nice. And again, maybe just, you can just change them ever so slightly. You can add some smaller ones in there. Do you know what I mean? Oh my word, okay, this has actually turned out really cool. Yeah, just by adding that, it looks like there's a big explosion behind him as well. So yeah, that really works. And again, it's just like little simple tricks and tips that you can do with your, you know, your liner. And yeah, it really just adds extra detail, doesn't it? And really brings the your drawing to life. Anyway, guys, I'm really pumped with that. I think that really works. Around the smoke in, you know, all the bubbles, I don't know, whatever it, clouds. Yeah, you know, you can add the same effect that I did with the glove there, just going around the, you know, the clouds there with your grey tip, okay, and then giving an old smudge and all that. Oh, go on, guys, I'll show you. I'm getting into it now, aren't I? I did say at the start I would. That's just me cutting corners now. So again, you know, you just get your normal pencil there and just, I don't know, just do a little squiggle. Is that a word? I don't know, guys. And you just give it a squiggle, okay, and then get your finger, give it a bit of a rub, all right, and then instantly you've got a shadow shady effect. Look at that, which then really, really works because, you know, it is an explosion, isn't it? And lots of smoke coming out of there. So, yeah. So, yeah, that is it, guys. That is our Rayman complete. How awesome. Yeah, I'll take you back to the studio where we can have a closer look. Okay, guys, you're probably thinking, hang on a minute, why is Artsy like not in her studio? Well, that's because I'm still at my parents' house and it's probably a little bit echoey in here as well. And you know what? This is actually my old bedroom. So I thought, you know what? We're all retro here, aren't we? So I had to do my ending piece in my old bedroom, didn't I? I mean, yes, it's a little bit sparse now and it's just taken up as it looks like a washing area where you just wash your clothes and iron them and all that. But anyway, you know what, I thought, why not, let's just do our ending in here, and then maybe I can take you where my old TV was, where I used to, you know, retro game. Yeah, we'll do that at the end, guys. But anyway, you've seen it already. I've just been popping this up and out. So here is the Rayman that we have just done, or shall I say over the last few weeks. It has really come together really well. And you know what, I might just cut this bit off here. It's a little bit of dead space that I don't think I'm looking to fill. So yeah, but how great is that? And you know what, it didn't take too long, did it? And it was just basic shapes all put together using different things to help us get creative. Like, you know, we use the Rayman box art lot. We used some GTA stuff with the flames and smoke effect like that. So yeah, we just picked up little bits and bobs over the weeks to create this really awesome piece. Yeah. And you know what, guys? This is definitely going to be a giveaway. Maybe when we reach, I don't know, the next milestone, something like 300, we can definitely get this underway. Although I know there is a Ratchet and Clank that people want to get their hands on, but you know, it definitely is something that I can print and do a giveaway when we hit some sort of milestone. Yeah. But yeah, that is our Rayman. How lovely. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure it'll be on my backdrop somewhere when we are, you know, in the main studio, guys. But yeah, here he is, all done and complete. Our next one, actually, guys, is going to be a Pokemon character. Yeah, again, Dr. Black Eagle, massive fan of the channel, had a really good idea and was like, you know what, I know you're wanting to do a Pokemon, you know, vid. Why don't you just do like a random kind of like pick out a card and whatever Pokemon it is you draw next? And you know what, I think that's a great idea. So that is definitely on the card. Stay tuned for that. Hopefully it's Pikachu. I love a Pikachu. I really want to do a Pikachu. So yeah, that is on the cards for next week. But yeah, before I wrap up, guys, yeah, let me just take you on a little bit of a tour. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I don't know how well this is gonna, you know, work. So yeah, unfortunately this room is very sparse now. No one stays in here really. It is just a spare bedroom in my parents' house. But you know what? I've had some great memories in here. Obviously playing on my PlayStation with this bad boy TV. Look how old school this is. Yes, it's big, but very, very old school. I had some great memories playing on my PlayStation 3 actually in this bedroom. Yeah, it would be hooked up just, you know, underneath here. I'll be sitting at the end of this bed here. All right, sorry, there's just, you know, some old clothes on there. And I would simply just be playing away on my PlayStation 3. Vivid memories of playing Skyrim on this bad boy TV. Yeah, some really, really fond memories. And you know what, definitely a retrospective on Skyrim. What a game. But yeah, just thought I would show you that. My old bedroom with just some, you know, old random bits now that, you know, are just either put in here for storage or, yeah, just put in here for storage. No more words said. And you can tell by the echo that, yeah, very, very sparse in here now. But I had some great memories just playing on my video games. But yeah, that is me. That is the Artsy Gamer. Over and out.